Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL. We're back, bitches! It's been a very long 4 weeks since we last turned a wheel in F1 anger, but we are back and Season 12 is about to get underway. Lots of changes to go through, but one thing that has remained the same is the man joining me on comms tonight. It's Mr. FTRL Blue Flag himself. Good evening, Si.
Hello, hello. We're back.
We're back. It's a very long 4 weeks. It was a lot longer than 4 weeks since...
It's felt it, yeah.
But yeah, lots to go through, and first race of the season, and we are blessed with a full contingent of 20 drivers in Div 1. Look at that. And we'll also be blessed with some rain. A lot of the drivers straight on the track here. It's spitting with rain, so they are very... We've got a train going on already as people trying to get a flying lap in before the rain comes down. Right, lots to cover. We're starting the season off at Canada, which is a circuit very popular with a number of drivers. We've got 17 drivers out already in the first minute and a half of the session. 18, 19 drivers now, so nearly everybody out already.
Very busy down at the hairpin.
Very busy down at the hairpin. Currently on board.
Everyone's jostling for position.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Who's first on track? Alright, see if we can pick up. No. No. In the pits, it looks like it is Connor that's onto the lap first, so we'll go on board with onto the podium as he begins to swing through. A couple of people are going out on the medium tyres, which does suggest it might dry up. But we shall see. We shall see. In fact, Co-Andy's gone out on the hard tyre. Interesting strategy call there, Andy. So here again through the middle sector he comes now. Breaking through for the chicane. Plenty of curb on the inside there. Out to the curb. Almost a bit of grass. He gets on the power. The rain coming down a bit heavier now as he comes down to the hairpin for the first time. A little bit wide of the apex, but not too bad. Hooks it up.
Lost wrong already.
Oh dear.
I'm not sure where he's gone.
Well, some yellow flags up kind of came out as he headed down towards the hairpin, so I wonder, or sector 1 is a yellow flag. Could be it there, avoids the wall of champions, and our first time lap of season 12 is 1:11.7, so a little bit off the pace you'd probably expect from a dry lap. And time is starting to flood in already now, so we'll that is holding up now. A lot of 12s and 13s coming in. Pick up somebody on a lap. Aspect to the line. He's just started a lap. I'll do a quick rundown then of the teams as we get season 12 underway. Starting off at Mercedes. We've had a bit of change since we did the wheel a couple of weeks ago. Both of the unfortunately drivers who were picked for Mercedes have since left. So we've got 2 new drivers, both who were in the league last season. We've got FTRL Neon, and we've got the Brutus Beers. Oh, Aspect goes into the back of T. Smith. And broken his wing. That could be an issue there for... Oh, and now Cat's gone as well. Dropping knife flies already. And Bran as well.
Well, Cat and Bran have retired on track, so I'm wondering if this weather's not going to improve any, and that's the best that they're going to be able to manage.
Yeah, well. DRS now disabled, so yeah, the rain is coming down heavier. Yeah, intermediate tyres going on now. A couple of cars in the pits. P&P Cast G and Nexus Cats both in pit lane with... I don't think Nexus Aspect is very happy with T. Smith after that little collision on lap. He's back into the pits. And so, a flurry of activity, and now everybody returning to pit lane after their first runs. We've got one for must be Nexus Cats, because he's the only one left. I shall try and pick up the team rundown again. So, FTRL Neon, who joined us last season, putting some decent performances in F1. Brutus Beer, who joined us partway through the season. Again, a couple of sort of decent results, show good pace. How do you think as a pair of these two are going to get on the season?
I don't think we saw either driver's true pace last season. Brutus was sort of mired down in the mid-pack of F2 as it was last season, and Neon similarly in F1, so maybe with the grid shaken up we might see a different turn of pace from them. So yeah, unknown quantity, so looking forward to see what they can manage.
It was a very competitive and tightly packed grid last season, so it was very hard to shine. Two people who did well at Ferrari. We've got the realisation of a dream for two people in FTRL. That is Nexus Cats and FTRL Cats, aka Team Meow. They finally got together in FTRL and they couldn't be happier about it. As anybody within the league will know, we have been blessed, I use the word lightly, with spam of cat pictures, cat heads doctored onto Ferrari overalls.
Yeah, Team Meow is a thing this season.
So both long-term FTRL members with well-known quantities. What do we reckon for these two this season?
Yeah, I think both of them picked up the odd podium here or there last season, so they'll be keen to make a mark and do Scuderia proud.
Indeed, that's a natural cat, always action, if he can keep all his wheels on his car. Obviously, today he's not. He's a bit of a magnet for dribble, as point in case of the qualifying has already shown us. Peddling Red Bulls, we've got FTRL Danny and City Posh Blue, again, both long-term FTRL members. These conditions probably will favour Danny. I think he would have hoped to have maybe got a slightly better qualifying place, but based on how he got on in the last round of F1 last season at China, if it was wet in the race, definitely fancy him for podium, if not the win.
Yeah, like I say, he's definitely showed he's got wet weather prowess, so he'll be praying for changeable conditions at the very least in the race. And his teammate City Posh Blue, I think possibly one of the unluckiest drivers we've ever had in FTRL. Just it seems to be whenever he was on the verge of a good result, something would trip him up. So yeah, new season, hopefully some new luck.
Indeed, so he's a very quick driver, but just possibly lucked out. Yeah, obviously great pace. In fact, he was sort of in the hunt for podiums and top fives, and just something would happen to wipe him out. So hopefully this season he will be blessed with some better luck. Next then we've got the all admin affair, Renault of Pagani, FTRL Pagani, and FTRL Aaron Taylor. It's nice to see Aaron back on the grid. Obviously dropped out last season, but he's come back for another crack at it, and he does like Canada, so I'll be expecting big things from Aaron here.
We've got a different opinion to what Aaron's got in the chat. Yeah, good to have Aaron back on the grid and being partnered up with Pagani, who's, not really felt the love for this game, it's got to be said, so maybe those two bouncing off one another might just G each other on a bit, and Pagani back in his beloved banana car he seems to be well akin to.
Indeed. Next down to McLaren, we've got the Nexus Iceman and the reigning F2 champion PMP Casa, formerly known as Nexus Legende. Obviously Legende was probably the class of F2 last season, and Iceman put in possibly the most dominant win I've ever seen in FTRL since I've been around at Monaco season 10. Last season, flashes of pace. Obviously we were blessed with some aliens last season. They've all fortunately moved on. Could he be one, or could those two as a team are going to be there or thereabouts, I reckon?
Yes, that could be a dark horse and one to watch. Like you say, you've got Iceman, who has that dominant win at Monaco to his name, and he won't let anyone forget it. And
he was so vocal about that in the interview, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. And yeah, like you say, Cass, or legend, last season's F2 champion, will be looking to make a mark.
Right, next on the list. Lost who's next. We'll go down to Alfa Romeo. So obviously we've got onto the podium, currently sat on pole, and his teammate TNR ZE3EXER. Obviously Connor is again another long-term FTRL associates. TNR ZE3 joined us last season, picked up a podium in the F2 finale at Austria. Again, both solid races. It seemed, obviously we didn't see much, we've not seen a lot of ZE3, but obviously Connor is known for his defensive prowess. It could be a good team.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the nickname of the bus, and the fact that he's starting from pole around a track where it's not the easiest track to overtake somebody. The other 20 drivers might be in for a long night.
Indeed, we could have the biggest FTRL train you've ever seen. But yeah, so sliding down. Ooh. Just picked up Danny, who's had a bit of a spin.
Still
right.
spinning.
Still spinning, doing donuts. That way, Danny. There you go. That's the one.
There you go.
Next up, we'll go down to Team Pink Panther Racing Point, and we've got our two-time performance champion, FTRL Panda, and alongside T Smith. Obviously, Panda, very quick on his day. Quick pretty much everywhere, and T Smith, one of the few people who can say that they have beaten Zach, Tico and Dutch Tricks on track in a straight fight.
Yeah, I think that the Pink team are possibly one of the early season favourites for a title push. I think, you know, like you say, Panda on his day is very quick and could easily win any race as long as he's got the focus and the desire to do it. And T Smith, like you say, one of the only guys last season to take it to the Aliens. So yeah, definitely a quick team and one to beat, I think.
Indeed. Right, get down now to Toro Rosso. Still Toro Rosso, not Alpha Tauri, whatever they will be from next season. We've got Hijacked, and we've got Ron Elson. Obviously Ron has already departed qualifying after an accident, but both reasonably new. They sort of joined about the same time I did, so we're in their third season now. Both quick on the day. Hijacked won the practice race last week at Silverstone quite convincingly, so again, two definitely one to watch there in Hijacked, and Rom on his day right up there with him as well on pace.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hijack showed last season that, you know, given the right sort of condition or scenario, he could really shine. So keep an eye on him, and yeah, if Rom can just keep himself out of a bit of mid-pack trouble, yeah, he could certainly spring a decent result on us.
4 minutes to go, everybody in the pits, so I think that might be the end of the on-track action with the rain falling still. So two teams left to go through. We've got Bran and we've got Nexus Aspects. Both have unfortunately retired for qualifying. Bran took pole position in Russia last season, so again that was against the likes of Dutch and Tico and Zach, so on his day, very quick. Often one of the drivers, or the driver following them home, picked up the odd podium on his day. Nexus Aspect really had a bit of a breakthrough season last season in F2. A couple of wins, a couple of poles. Yeah, he really seemed to find his rhythm last season. How do we think this season's going to go for those two?
I think this is going to be a team that's going to be there or thereabouts, fighting with the racing points for top honours. Like you say, Bran can easily take it to the guys at the top this season. Scored a few couple of pole positions last season in changeable conditions, so he might be a little bit disappointed at how this session's gone for him. Had it been a full wet session, we'd have probably seen him a bit further up. And yeah, Aspect, like you say, breakout season, runner up to Cass in F2 last season, so yeah, he's going to be one to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing what that team can do.
I've got it all to do this week so far. Currently down in 16th and 20th on the grids. And that brings us to our final pairing, which is the Williams team. We've got Co-Andy and we've got F3, who's rejoined us today, in fact, for this season. So Co-Andy, the man who probably nurses his tyres better than anybody else, but also that one who just goes under the radar. He's always quick and you never really notice him, and then you just spot that he's 4th on the grid, and he'll be running 4th in the race as well, 4th or 5th in the race all the time. He just seems to just catch people under the radars a little bit. F3, no, probably not seen the best of him. He's shown flashes, but never really lit up in FTRL yet. What do you expect from those two this season?
Like you say, Co-Andy is a bit of a surprise package on his day. Like you say, he could just be sort of nowhere in qualifying, and then you look a couple of laps into a race and he's suddenly right up there in the top 5, and it's like, okay, and he keeps it going. And yeah, as long as he's error-free, he's one of the most consistent drivers I think we've got on the grid, and his tyre management is up there as well. And F3, he's one of those that I've not really seen. I think he's true race colours. He's had the odd good result in his time, but it's not been, sort of, the results aren't consistent enough. But like I say, shake up of grid, new season, different lot of cars to deal with. It might break out, you never know.
Right, we've got, it looks like, some dry running, so we might get some more laps in. However, a lot of people, but I'm not fully on board with the Posh, who is slipping and sliding out the hairpin. Is he going to make it to the line? He's got 13 seconds, he's coming down to the final chicane, it's going to be close. Danny in front of him might make it as well. He's got to be quick though. Oh, he's out, he's led into the wall. He's not going to make a lap. Is Danny going to get to the line? Danny does just cross the line. So who have we got on laps? We've got Danny on a lap.
Garney's on a lap, coming around the hairpin.
So onto the podium, F3, T. Smith, Hijack,
Smith,
Pagani and Co-Andy have got round onto laps. A couple of the guys, Panda and Neon, went out on inters. So Pagani currently P13. Oh, hard into the wall and on the other side. And there goes the wheel. Bit of ping pong, doesn't quite make it to the line. Where is everybody? Oh, F3's gone straight onto the hairpin, so that's abandoned his lap. Connor's backed out of his lap as well. T. Smith coming down the back straight, then he's still on it. Going through the final chicane. A lot of curb in that. Big slider bounces off the wall as well. Can he improve on his P6? He does not. Just leaves. Danny crosses the line. Doesn't improve either. And I think that is your lot. Coming over. Yep, there we go. So, Season 12 kicks off with a very mixed bag, and it is onto the podium, who will be starting from pole position. Hands up who had that. I'm sure Connor will claim he was always going to get pole. There you go. So, onto the podium on pole position for Alfa Romeo, and he's joined on the front row by F3. So, could this be his week to really start showing what he's worth? P3 goes to IRL Neon with FTRL Panda in P4. Nexus Iceman starting P5 with T. Smith P6. So both the racing points up at the sharp end. FTRL Cat and Aaron will share row 4 with Co-Andy and Hijacked sharing row 5. And time's about to run out, so I will wait to go down the rest of the grid. So there is the qualifying result. Let's get some podium predictions in. I've already seen a few flash through. Who have we got? Alright, here we go. So Max Def, obviously one of our Hijacked for the win, T Smith and Rom. Rom's going to have to do well to come from where he is on the grid to get a podium, but you never know. It does look like we've got the dry conditions for the race though. Switchback reckons Panda first, T Smith second, and Danny for P3. Although Danny has told him that's not going to happen because he's going to be disqualified for corner cutting. So we shall see which one of those comes true. Aaron reckons Pagani for the win, him in second, and Goikarp third. Well, anything can happen where Goikarp is concerned. It wouldn't surprise me to see him on the podium at the end of this race. So while we wait for everybody to load up, Si, what do you think for podium?
Well, as we've got a fairly random grid, let's go for a random podium. Aaron P1, Panda P2, and onto the podium P3.
So all admins. I am going to go with T Smith for the win. I reckon Panda for P2, and I'm going to go IRL Neon for P3. Anything can happen. So let's run down the grid as they come round. So onto the podium.
Just quickly, how many cars do we think Cat's going to wipe out on that one?
I'm going to go with 3. You?
I think he's going to take out the top 6. Just completely play
skills.
skills.
So that's the Katami missile, or Kata missile. There we go. That could be his new name. Onto the podium on pole position to kick off season 12 on the Alfa Romeo, and he is joined by F3 in the Williams. IRL Neon goes off P3 in the Mercedes, alongside FTRL Panda in the first of the Racing Points. Next is Iceman P5 first in the McLarens, ahead of the second Racing Point of T Smith. And there is the ever dangerous Katamise P7 in the Ferrari alongside Aaron in P8. Aaron will be sweating buckets being starting next to Cat, I imagine. Co-Andy starting P9 in the second of the Williams, both of them into the top 10, and Hijacked, winner of the pre-season race, is P10. Brutus goes off P11 in the second of the Mercedes, with FTRL Danny in 12th in the Red Bull. TNR ZE3 is 13th in the second Alfa Romeo alongside Pagani in the Renault. PMP Casa, the reigning F2 champ, is 15th in the second McLaren ahead of Nexus Cats. And Bran in the first has 17th. City Posh 18th in the second of the Red Bulls. Rom, after his accident in qualifying, 19th. And Nexus Aspect starting at the back. So, grid is formed. Yellow flag in sector 3 for some reason. There we go. Underway. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Season 12 is go. Decent start from onto the podium. Katami to the inside already, looking to make moves. Oh, there's contacts in the mid pack.
There's a Haas, there's some wing. That's.
Brown's dropped a couple of places. It's. Cat up 2 places already, from 7th up to 5th. So the podium has held the lead. And he's got F3 and ARL Neon right behind him already, and Panda, so the top 4 getting away as you were. Cat the big mover. Iceman's the big loser, he's down 2. Brutus up 3 as well. TNR's 83 down 5.
A few damaged cars towards the back of the grid.
TNR's probably one of them.
Lost wing. Brand's lost wing.
Oh, around the outside F3. And the train is already started to form at the front. It is currently pretty much got most of the pack at the moment. And we're going to see a move. F3 lining up onto the podium. Onto podium, having to defend as they come into the final chicane. F3 down the outside. Isn't it?
There's contact.
Round he goes. That's front wing damage for Connor. F3 into the lead.
That's one way to get rid of the bus.
This is your stop. Please exit the bus at the final chicane. Alright, so that promotes F3 into the lead. Carnage recover to P13. F3, it was a bold move around the outside on lap 1. It did seem to give him room, but it all just got a little bit too tight at the apex. Can't recover. I imagine he's going to have to stop. We've got the top. Aaron in the pits as well, so Aaron picked up damage on lap 1. Danny, Brent and TNR. Can't be making a trip through this time. We have still got probably the top 10, more or less in a line at the moment. All the way down to Casa G. Yeah, top 10 in a line.
There's a small break between Cat and T Smith.
About 8 tenths. Yeah, the gaps are about the same. 6-8 tenths between them.
Second at the hairpin.
So, oh, big slide from Panda.
Out the chicane.
And that's let Cat through. So Cat up 4 places into the podium positions. Very exciting. Already up 4. Big mover is PMP Casa, who's up 6 places. That's his Aspect, Rom, City Posh. Cat Nexus Cat's up 5 as well, taking advantage of those having to pit. Pagani also in the pits. So it looks like he's picked up damage. Podium, having led the opening lap, or most of it, is now down in 20th place.
Yeah, not a good opening couple of laps for the Alpha squad.
First penalty of the season goes to FTRL Danny for too many corner cuts. And there's a bit of a breakaway now, so top 2 just starting to break away. About a gap of 1.8 seconds. Panda's got the magnets back on Cat. We've got Bear on Cat action for the final podium position. Oh, bit of a wobble from Panda coming out of the chicane, but a bit smoother this time. Can you have a look down into turn 1? Looks to the inside. Not close enough this time. Cohen having to defend and attack at the same time. He's up the inside of Brutus, while on the outside of him is PMP Cass, who's now looking to the inside. Comandy flashes to the inside of Brutus. There's full car battle here, so just starting to thin out. Aaron sets the fastest lap now on those fresh tyres. I'll be hoping the safety car try and bring himself back into contention. Iron Neon picks up a penalty then, that's the guy currently second. Oh, a wobble there from Hijacked. Let's let... Let's go to the outside of Coandy, trying to go around the outside of the hairpin. Side by side, and gets it done. That's a good overtake there, that puts him up to 8th, he's now up 7. Coandy coming back at him though down the straight. They're both getting the slipstream from Brutus. Goes defensive. Holds onto the position for now. SG trying to cut underneath him out of the chicane. He'll get a better run.
Meanwhile, on the approach to chicane, City Push Blue's got past Nexus Cats.
And PMP Casse up into P7 now. Reigning F2 champion making moves. And picks up a penalty there as he pushes to get back in touch with the point scoring positions.
I've just seen a Racing Point end plate bouncing down the track.
Ooh, interesting, who was that? So I'm on board with T Smith, he's definitely got his right one.
It's Panda. He's lost his left end plate.
Panda lost his left end plate, and then is he going to... Whoa, big wobble there from T Smith. He gets on the power. And will... So we've got the Racing Points together, the McLarens together as well. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Despite losing that win, Pan's still in touch with Cat. But they're now 2.7 seconds off the back of the top 2. He's not going to break away. Panda carries on, so he's going to try and carry on with that damage. As Casa deposits his teammate. And he's up at the P6, he's now up 9 places. Big moves coming from the reigning F2 champion. He showed he was the class of the field. And now we've got yellow flags. Who was that? That's 3. Well, Nelson pits again.
Aaron's lost it at the chicane.
No. Oh, and it's gone wrong. So the Wall of Champions claims its first victim of Season 12. And it is unfortunately Aaron Taylor, our first retirement. P&P Casa G now onto the tail of T. Smith. The McLaren man after lowly qualifying. Already up 9 places in 6 laps. Onto the tail of T. Smith. We've got a bit of a train here. Cat up ahead of it. Meanwhile, up front, F3 is now out of DRS range as Casa G cuts out of the chicane. He's trying to get up the inside of T. Smith for turn 1. Panda going for it on Cat. And behind him, Casa G passes T. Smith. T. Smith going deep into 2.
One racing point going to place 1.
Casa G now up 10 places. He's the man on the move. Oh, some more bodywork there.
That was Panda losing his other end plate.
Oh.
They just evened out the day.
Casa G trying to cut underneath Cat. Coming out of the chicane. Cat slams the door in his face. So we'll not do it there. He's looking very, very racy. Cat having a wobble there coming out of the chicane. Spagoni in the pits. No damage for him. Did you up the inside of Cat around the hairpin? Nothing doing there though. Slight having damage. Just starting to get away. We've got yellow flag sector 2. And we've got TNR dropping down the order. As Panda pits.
And T. Smith's pitted behind him, so racing points are stacking.
As Casa G up the inside of Cat into turn 1. Cat's fighting him off. Bit of wheel banging. Casa G trying to hang on around the outside.
And with Will needing the wing change, this is costing T. Smith.
Oh, more wheel banging.
A heap of time.
Cat holding on to P3 for now. Casa G on those medium tyres is looking particularly racy at this moment. And these two battling have brought Nexus Iceman and Co-Andy back into this battle. Having lost the racing points, we've now got the second McLaren and the Williams as Casa G gets up the inside and into the podium places. It's looking very, very good at the moment for Casa G. He's now got 4.6 seconds to Ariel Neon. So what can he do about that gap? Pagani has gone onto the hard tyres. He's looking to go to the end. FTRL Danny also on the hards. That's his Panda. Looking to go all the way to the end of the stage. Ako Andy in the background there. Hijack and City Posh side by side. Hijack goes straight onto the pits.
Andy's got to run at Iceman's going to have to go a long way round. Through there.
And Neon also pitting out of P2. Look at Iceman there, that's not really an overtaking place, but he's going to get his nose in. No, thinks better of it.
I think Iceman's soft tyres are at the end of their usefulness.
We've got 4 cars who started on the soft left run. It's F3, F2 Cat, Iceman and Nexus Cats. Iron Neon, who was P2, down to P9. He's come out on the medium, so he's probably the one we need to look at as to where F3 will come out. And he's in the pits, so race leader pits at the end of lap 9. He's going to come out. That will promote PMP Casa G into the lead. So from 15th in 10 laps, he's into the lead of the race. F3 on his way. Where is Iron Neon? He's coming down the start finish straight. Here he is. Turn 1. Where is F3? There he goes. So he's closed the gap, but F3 will retain the net lead. After those two making their, what should be their only stop. The question is now, what can PMP Casa G do? It was about 4.6 seconds when these two stopped. Let's see what he can do.
Well, Cat's got an extra lap on his soft tyre. He's got Co-Andy in close company.
Indeed, Co-Andy pulls out to the left hand side. We'll get the DRS open. Goes up into high ERS, just makes a very easy pass on the outside there. Does Cat go straight onto the pits? Oh, gee, saw that coming. Saw that coming a mile off. Oh, Co-Andy, you have no idea how lucky you are. You almost got Cat missiled. Cat pits, he goes onto the hard tyre, and Katz has followed him as well as his teammate, and now he's going to have to stack as well. So, poor planning from some other teams. This starts to shake out. So, PMP Casa is your race leader. He heads Co-Andy and City Posh Blue. Current top 3 next Aspect up from last on the grid. He's now P4. And then we have our erstwhile race leader F3. After his stop now down to P5. He's got Iron Neon behind him. And he's in P6. Brand P7 with Nexus Iceman after his stop in P8. He's cleared FTRL Cat. So Iceman has cleared Cat in the pit stops. And Panda rounds off the top 10 after his wing change. T. Smith,
yeah,
big loser.
Interestingly, Panda, even though having that wing change, he hasn't actually lost any time to Cat. He was around him when he came in, and he's made up the wing change time.
The big loser, T. Smith down 16th, now battling with onto the podium, recovering after that opening lap spin. Bit not coming out of the hairpin. T. Smith has got it done, and he's up the road a little bit now.
That was a run at Panda.
Both his drivers on the hard tyre. Danny pitted at the end of lap 2 after wing damage. Panda on fresh tyres, or fresh tyres. Starting to shake out.
It'll be interesting to see how far the guys that started on the softs, the mediums, take those tyres, because the guys that started on the softs and have pitted already could well be on the 2-stop.
This is true.
Given that Cat went a lap longer and put the hard tyre on.
As F3 has moved past Aspect into P3 again, so back onto the podium. Here comes Iron Neon behind him. Aspect on 12 lap old tyres. F3 and Iron Neon both on 3 or 4 lap old tyres, both all mediums. And PMP Casa just edging his gap out to 4.2, so he's just taking a few tenths out of Co-Andy, but Co-Andy's keeping him in range. He's not running away from him. Now Brutus is out on soft tyres, so I think he's going to be stopping again. Well, he's definitely going to be stopping again. Currently. He's kind of settled down a bit now. Looks like Cat, Danny and Panda is the closest battle we've got. Jack and City Posh going at it again as well, 11th and 12th. I think that's race leader pits at the end of lap 12. What tyres is he going on to? Oh, TNR's gone. PMP Casa is going on to
Danny on Cat at the chicane.
Cat. That is an overtake. And Casa is not telling me what tire he's gone on to yet. He's still showing the mediums. Now it looks like PMP Casa's come out on the mediums again, so it looks like he's two-stopping as well. Unless the game is just telling me lies. Let's have a look. No, he's on mediums again.
He's saying medium.
So he's going for a two-stopper. And we now have a Williams 1-2. Been a long time since that's been happened in real life. Co-Andy and F3. 1-2.
I wonder, will Co-Andy pit and mirror Casa's strategy, or will he use that tyre management? No, here he comes.
So he pits now. Is he doing mediums or is he going hard? And get to the end. And for a second, that re-promotes F3 into the lead of the race. As Danny and Cat going at it again. Danny up the inside into the final chicane. That's the overtake done. He'll have the DRS down the start-finish rate as well. Cat's going to use his ERS though.
Medium compound onto Andy's Williams.
So another big slide from Danny into turn 1. So two-stopper seems to be the way forward at the moment. We've got yellow flag set to 3. And we've got Rom plummeting down the order. Hijacked. Oh, and 10-second penalty for corner cutting from Rom. Race going bad to worse.
Leon's in DRS range of F3.
Coming back at him, still watching the Danny Cat and Panda battle at the moment. This will be covered by just a second. Cat very close to the back of Danny as they come out of the hairpin. Good run. Danny hugging the inside. Said Cat the wrong way. Cat gets the inside into the chicane and he will retake 8th position. Now we'll have the DRS down start finish race as well. Oh, big run in the background there for Hijacked. He's now defending from City Posh. Look at that. Aspect pits. He's onto the soft tyre. So yeah, mix of strategies here, but it does look like the two-stopper is the way to go this season. Oh, Rom is just picking up penalties left, right and centre. Oh, Rom has retired. I think I've seen about 18 seconds of penalties in the last 30 seconds for Rom, so it's not a complete surprise, unfortunately. As Danny retakes 8th position, 7th position.
Deep into that chicane.
He's saying that's giving Cat a run at him. Cat going for the inside of the hairpin. Danny just covers him off. Oh.
Cat's going to stay behind and pick up the DRS.
A little bit of a bump there. Neon picks up another penalty. So that's 2. P2 dropped back out of DRS range as Cat up the inside to the final chicane. And he retakes the position. Danny, they've got a very good run there. Cat trying to cover. Oh, Cat's lagged out.
Oh, he's lagged out.
This is Danny's chance. Danny will clear. Panda will come through as well. And more places to hide. Back in City Posh. Needs to get back in quickly. That could very well come back into his car and find himself on some of the points. And with a good battle going on between Nexus Iceman and Co-Andy now closing up. Everything is settled down now, people are making their pit stops. It's F3 continuing to lead. IRL Neon P2 on the track. And PMP Casa up from 15th into 3rd position. He's 4.9 seconds off the back of IRL Neon though, so not making huge headway at the moment. And Co-Andy takes Iceman into the final chicane. puts himself back into the top 5. They're chasing Bran, who's up into P4. He won long on his mediums after an early stop. Racing down to 6th. Panda
hijacked all very close. Panda makes the move. Hijack trying to get round Danny.
Oh, Danny with a big kick of oversteer. Hijack hanging on around the outside. He gets the overtake done. Red Bulls now together, 9th and 10th. City Posh keeping a watching brief.
Oh, Panda's gone round.
Oh. Too much curve on the exit there. Into the wall, Panda. Oh, there goes an end plate. That's not ideal. That makes us cats into the points in the Ferrari. So we've got the Red Bulls and the Ferraris now running together, and the racing points again. Unfortunately, having been running 3rd and 4th early on, we're now running 13th and 14th. Down pits off the hard tyres and onto the mediums. I thought those hard tyres would have gotten to the end, but didn't fancy it. He's moved on to the mediums, so he's going next on the mediums. Casa G now starting to close that gap to IRL Neon. It was 5 seconds, it's now 3.4. Randy is closing down on Bran, P4. Very close there to come out of the hairpin. He's going to get the DRS down the straight. As our race leader picks up a penalty. It's the first one I've seen, but that's 3 seconds for him, and he gets the overtake done, and he's up into P4. How much longer is Bran going to go in on those tyres? He picks up a penalty. Final chicane. And he now up into P4. So who's in the box seat here? Is it F3 and Neon, or is it Casa G and Andy? I would expect F3 and Neon to be pitting soon.
Yeah, they'll be pitting, and I imagine going back onto the medium tyre. Whereas Casa G and Andy, when they pit, will probably be putting on the soft. So they've got to run something other than the medium.
Look how close now Casa G is to the back of IRL Neon. Oh, T Smith's gone. T Smithy's crashed coming through the first chicane into the wall on the outside. So T Smith's race is over, and what promised to be a very strong race for Racing Point has gone very, very wrong for the pair of them. Pick up Casa G coming through the middle, coming through the first part of the lap. Sorry, nice helicopter shot there as they come into the chicane, and Casa G is right onto the tail. Ghosted Renault, which I'm assuming is Aaron's car. No, it can't be Aaron's car. Aaron's car is just a wheel. Or maybe it's just Pagani because he's been lapped. Casa G to the inside, into the hairpin. Didn't look at it. Neon ran wide. It's a good run out of the corner though. But Casa G will have DRS. And I think this will be an easy overtake. IRL Neon's not going to fight it. Does that mean he's going into the pits? Casa G comes across in front of him. He does, so IRL Neon into the pits. Now, is he going soft or is he going medium? Confound. He comes back onto the mediums. battle between Hijack and City Posh comes to an end as Hijack pits. Just settling down a little bit now. We've got Nexus Aspect and Nexus Cats running together. Aspect on 6 Leopold Softs and Cats on 11 Leopold Mediums. So F3, how or when will he respond? In 4 seconds in the lead ahead of PMP Casa G.
Responds immediately.
The boxes as well. Put Casa G back into the lead of the race.
He should come back out in front of you, and he had a 5-second gap.
Yeah, so yeah, he did put the afterburners on towards the end of the stint. Managed to avoid the DRS, and here comes Aspect on Cats into the far chicane. Down the inside, and gets it done nice and easily. And he's up into P8 from P20, so 12 places gained for him.
F3's out right behind Nexus Iceman, so Iceman could play a trump card here.
Indeed. Casa G and Iceman
with
of the
the system McLaren in the lead.
Chances are they will work together. Of course, Casa G an ex Nexus driver. Battle.
I've got to say, shout out to Bran, that's an impressive stint on that medium tyre.
Easily 21 laps.
Currently at 21 laps.
Bran now, is he now the tyre degradation master? F3 into the slipstream. He's pinned Iceman in behind Bran. Bran goes straight into Bran calling time on his stint on those mediums. They've done their work though. F3 has DRS, which might just save him from an attack from Iceman into turn 1. Does indeed, so now he is clear, and that's let IRL Neon get to within 2.3 seconds. So he's about half the gap. So now we look to the race leading duo, PMP Casa G and Co Andy. When are they coming in for their second and final stops?
That's an important move for F3. He's got to get the hammer down now, because Casa G, when he comes out of the pits, is going to be on the faster compound.
Indeed, he's already shown lightning pace on the mediums.
Yep.
13 seconds currently the gap between F3 and PMP Casa G. So, what will that transpire to? When does Casa G stop? Is he going to want to give himself enough time to try and run down F3? But obviously the soft tyres aren't going to last very long. We saw about 8 laps. Oh, Co-Andy's crashed coming out of the chicane. He's hit the wall pretty hard. Looks like he's damaged possibly half his wing. He is missing. He's missing a lot of his left side of his front wing. And that's going to jeopardise his strategy. I expect Andy will pit this lap now. As Iron Neon and Iceman both go past. That time penalty for his troubles as well. So unlucky for Andy. Again, going under the radar. He's probably on for a top 5. What can he do? What can he salvage now? So, City Posh behind him also probably needs to stop. Can't even make the chicane. There's that much damage to that front wing. Here comes City Posh.
Neon being forced around the outside of Iceman at the hairpin. He's got it done.
Good overtake.
Traction on exit.
And he gets a DRS as well. Just for good measure. This one carries on. So another one going along on his middle stint. F3 is taken about 1.2 seconds out of PMP Casa G. Is that going to be enough?
G pits the end of this lap with the gap as it is. He'll have about 10 seconds to make up.
F3 probably looking good at this moment, but still 10 laps to go. Anything can and may well happen. Let's have a look in the chat. We've got Grandad Bob. Good evening, Grandad Bob. Thank you for joining us. Your support, as ever, is appreciated. Unfortunately, your prediction of a podium for Aaron, as mine, has not been realised. And we've lost Brutus as well. Looking at that, was on in the chats as well, supporting the Williams team. And we've got Michael Curran in there as well, getting a little bit excited at Cat lagging out. Casa G pits. So here is the decisive move. Going to come out in P3, and he's going to be right behind IRL Neon. And he's got about looking at 5 seconds to make up to the race leader.
Yeah,
it's very short. It's a short pit lane here, isn't it?
Feeds out, it's shorter than I thought. Yeah.
So he's already within DRS range. So PMP Casa is going to be very quickly attacking IRL Neon for P2. Then does he have enough time and speed to close down on F3 for a win? Bear in mind, F3 does have a penalty as well. I haven't seen one for Casa G. So shout out to City Posh, running in P4. 15 lap old hards. That was the move for P2. And Casa G up into P2. He's got 4 seconds exactly. And he has got 7 laps to do it in. And this will be an impressive drive if he can win this one from 15th on the grid. It will definitely signal intent. Aspect in the pits. To a fresh set of softs. Posh on those hard tyres has got a rapidly closing Bran in the Has. No one making big moves. Up from 16th on the grid. City Poshy field probably won't have much to offer in the way of defence. 16 lap old hards against 4 lap old softs. I'm expecting to do the move down the straight into the chicane. To the inside. City Posh doesn't fight it too hard. And Brant up into P4. Look at that gap
Casa
already.
G's half that gap at the front.
And they're already 2.5 seconds in 2 laps. He is flying. So current running order, then F3 leads 2.4 seconds ahead of a rapidly closing PMP Casa G, who has dispatched IRL Neon for P3, but he has still got 9 seconds over Bran, so looking comfortable for a podium finish at least. Bran in P4 has just cleared City Posh in the Red Bull, who heads his teammate, FTRL Danny. Hijacked is in 7th with next Iceman for company. Closing in after a stop, so Hijack's going to be defending hard from Iceman soon. Co-Andy after that accident and stop has returned to P9, and next Aspect from 20th on the grid, currently rounding out point scorers, with Cats onto the podium, Pagani, Cat and Panda rounding out with runners. It's now 1.8 for the lead, at 7 for the lead. Casa G taking chunks of time out of F3. Hijacked held up Iceman down the straight through chicane. And the DRS though for Iceman. Not close enough this time for turn 1. So just have to follow him through. Gap for the lead now, 1.2 seconds. And here they are. Castle G's fuel light just flashing. You know, it's yellow. It's close on fuel. Just outside DRS range this lap. F3 you feel now it's only a matter of time. Look, F3 got DRS from the Ferrari, I believe. Picks up a penalty. Of course, this may be a moot point because I don't think PMP Gasser has a penalty. And we know that F3 has one.
Well, I'll say it now. This is a fair fight for the flag.
Yeah, does he have a penalty?
They both had some penalty repeats.
Oh, right. So, 4 laps are sorted out.
Yeah. This is gloves off. Duke it out to the flag.
And here we go. It was a second last time, it's half a second this time. He's in DRS range. He holds him off this time, down into the chicane. Here comes the pressure. Oh, close to the wall there, F3. Still not close enough into turn 1. So he survives this lap. Because he just looks like he's got so much more grip. Tighter line there around turn 2. 4 and 5. Right up to the wall, F3. Using all the track. But he's going to need to take some defensive lessons from Connor. PMP Cassidy has looked very impressive at overtaking today. He got a little bit defensive there. And that short DRS straight. Joel Danning onto the tail of his teammate as well. We'll continue to watch the battle for the lead. Oh, big wobble there. He's got a fancy in this time. F3 into high ERS mode. Cassidy to the inside. And he gets it done into the chicane. Can F3 get a good run out? Yellow flag in sector 2. Is that a race-winning move from Cassidy? He's on the softer tyre, he's on the faster tyre, and he's on the newer tyre as well. Can F3 hang on to him? Stay on DRS range. Cassidy now just takes 2 tenths of that out of him in that couple of corners alone. Let's have the DRS, we're closing a little bit. Cats go into the points as hijack pits again. I think it stops. Now is F3 close enough to get the old big kick of oversteer there coming out the hairpin. It's going to lose him some time. Got DRS though, so pulling along.
I think all he can do from here is stay within 3 seconds of Cassidy and hope he picks up a penalty.
Yeah, you think so. DRS again. 6 tenths. Just not close enough to pass that one to the penultimate lap. I've got a yellow flag in sector 1. No, don't see anything there. But within half a second, if he can keep it neat and tidy, use the DRS here on this straight, just get himself sort of 6 tenths. Get the hairpin just close enough, save up some ERS. He's within just over half a second. That's a good exit here. Don't kick the back out this time. That's better. A bit neater. That's probably not close enough on this straight. He's got a good run though. If he can pull himself close enough, he might be close enough for an attack in turn 1. He's closing. This race isn't over. Kasaji's tyres are just past their best because he's probably been pushing. Final lap. Here we go. He leads F3 a bit deep into 1. Showing his nose. 1, 2, 4 and 5. Oh, Kasaji a bit deep into that. Being interesting. To the second chicane. Renault gets out of the way. Looking neat and tidy. He's staying within range. F3 is doing everything he needs to do. Kasaji's got DRS off the Renault down the straight. He needs to be perfect. Kick there as he gets on the power, but he's close. He's still close. He's not outbrake himself here. Oh, he's right there. This isn't over. This is not over. Oh, Nexus Aspect's gone from P9 on the final lap. What happens here? Can F3 get close enough? He's looking. He's got to go. He's going for it. To the inside. He gets it done. Oh, PM3 has to go through. And F3 wins it at the final corner. Fantastic move, great battle, brilliant drive, and a fantastic victory for F3.
Yeah, you can ignore Iceland trying to force a penalty out of him. Do that instead. Great drive.
Indeed, Bran gets a podium after penalties drop IRL Neon down. City Posh jumps his teammate on penalties. Nexus Iceland jumps both on penalties, and he finishes P5. Koandy jumps Danny for P7. Nexus Cats has had a very quiet race, but he comes home in P9. And the final point scoring position, provided he never gets to the final corner, and he does, will go to Hijacked. He finishes 10th. Pole sitter Connor to the podium, comes home. In fact, I think he just jumped Hijacked on penalties then. He did indeed. So your final points position goes to Nico Hulkenberg, helmet wearing, onto the podium. So there we have it. Very unexpected podium. I don't think I got any of these three for the podium finish, did you?
Not at all. I think my picks for the podium ended up at the back all crashing out, so yeah.
Same. There we have it then.
Jinx lives.
Jinx lives. Kirsten the commentator is alive and well. So F3 is your race winner. We said earlier he's not really shown his form yet in FTRL. We inspired him at least.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So we did something. So Kirsten the commentator works the other ways as well. So your race winner is F3 LHD in the Williams from second on the grid. PMP Casa up 14 places, takes P2, and Bran up 14 places, 17th on the grid, so even better than I first said, for the podium. IRL Neon comes home P4 with Nexus Iceman in P5. City Posh heads home Koandy, who will be happy but disappointed after that accident. Probably took him out of contention for a top 5. Danny comes home with P8 ahead of Nexus Cats in the Ferrari, and onto the podium recovers from that opening lamp spin to finish in P10. So there we have it then, our first race of season 12 in the books, and well, throwing up more than a few surprises. So that bodes well for a great season.
Yeah, the question I've got to ask is, who's actually got marks for interviews?
That's a good question. We'll...
Because I think for the whole of F2 we didn't speak to Cassidy.
Well, we can...
Mike.
We can... Okay, well, that's the question. Obviously I think F3 does. I know Brad does. And if not, no... Who are we voting as the additional driver? Are we doing the additional driver again this season? I don't know. I haven't really decided yet, have we? We'll stick with the podium for tonight, shall we? And then if we can't get Kasagi, then we'll get Neon. While we wait for our podium finishers to go through, to come in and join us. Yeah, so FTRL back and back with a bang. Some brilliant racing, some great overtakes, again some brilliant individual drives. I don't think anybody or many people would have expected Kasagi and Brand to get podiums from 15th and 17th on the grid. Fantastic drive for St. Brad on that stint on the medium tyres. 21 laps is a highly impressive effort. Hopefully we will be joined shortly. Oh yeah, are we just waiting on them, Si?
Just waiting, yep. Invite the top four. We've got 2 of them at the moment.
Okay, well, we'll get started then. So, congratulations, guys. Come to you then, Felix. Congratulations. I think that's your first win in FTRL.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Bit unexpected. Didn't even know I was racing till today. So Connor asked in the admin's chat if would be allowed to rejoin, and they said I get one more chance with this race, and I think. Yeah, went quite well. Was quite intense at the end there.
Indeed, yes.
In that last chicane.
Indeed, so we were obviously watching that gap come down with Kasagi, and when he got past you, I think we maybe both expected that he was just going to clear off there, but you hung on to him and then set him up very nicely on that last lap.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same strategy call as Jared, because on the first stint on the softs, the tyres were dead for the last 2 laps, and I didn't want that to happen. So I pitted earlier, got the mediums because I knew that would be fine towards the end. But to be honest, as he passed me then, I thought he would just fly off into the distance because he was just really good at tyre saving. But then exactly that happened. What happened to me and Jared as well on the first stint? His tyres dropped down, and he was saved on the penultimate lap because of a lapped car, I think that was, where he got DRS. And then I knew I had to go for it in the last chicane to get that win. And yeah,
spectacular effort. Obviously, opening lap as well, there was an incident there with onto the podium. How was that from your point of view? As we saw you sort of go round the outside, and it looked like you tried to give him room, but he ended up spinning off there.
Yeah. I tried my best. Connor and me were talking in the party as well. I was going around his outside, as you saw, and I actually braked for the second part of the chicane again to leave him as much space as he could. And yeah, sadly, 2 cars just don't go through there side by side. Connor though said that it was his fault. Don't know if he'll admit that publicly as well, but
I doubt it.
In the party he actually took the blame for it. So
okay,
yeah,
fair enough. Well, fingers crossed. And so yeah, start the season off in the win. That's the best possible way to do it. Obviously, you probably don't know the calendar yet, so obviously we'll get you sorted with that. But what are your aspirations now that you've broken that win duck?
Yeah, obviously now I'm actually leading a championship for once. It's been a long time since that happened, but I mean, Bran is really quick, and even though I got better at the game for the past few weeks, I massively improved my driving and my pace in general. So I hope I would be able to fight for a few podiums this season, but I think Bran's generally going to be quicker. But consistency was always like a good thing for me, so I hope maybe I can take advantage of maybe one or two bad races from Bran. Bran had a lot of bad luck in quali, obviously, and then I thought he had wing damage on lap 1 as well, but he recovered quite nicely, so you should never count him out. So I think Bran's going to be the man to beat this season, even though now at the moment I'm leading the championship.
Indeed. So round 2 then is going to be Abu Dhabi. How do you feel about that circuit?
Abu Dhabi's always been a hard track for me. Never been that quick, but through the fact that, like I said, I improved over the past few weeks, I hope that I get better there as well. And just aiming for some strong points. Not expected too much, but yeah. For the fact that I now won a race, I obviously want more, and maybe a top 5 finish would be quite nice.
Indeed. Well, fingers crossed for next week then. So congratulations today.
Thank you very much.
Well, we don't have a P2 driver this week, so we'll move on to our P3 finisher, which in the end was Bran. Well done, mate. I know you were vocally disappointed with your qualifying performance, but I think you've more than made up for it with that race run. Just talk us through it from how that play out for you.
Well, in quali, I was on to beat Connor's lap, but then I was stuck behind a car because everyone was just so close together because everyone wanted to get away from the rain. And then I was stuck behind a car, couldn't see the corner and validated, and then crashed out. So it was my own fault there, to be honest. But starting 17th, I still thought I'd get a good result. I still thought I could probably win. And then it went from bad to worse, getting wing damage in turn 1. And then I just thought, I'd go for a really aggressive strategy, like medium softs, and that worked out quite nicely. Got up to 3rd, and obviously Felix won. Congratulations to him, he deserves it. First time I've seen him win a league race in a while. But I think if it weren't for that wing damage, I probably could have won that race. But this is all ifs and buts. Felix deserves it, and I'm happy with P3 from where I started, so it's good.
Yeah, like you say, it was an aggressive strategy call to take that medium tyre 22 laps in the middle stint. How close were you on tyre wear on that stint? Because everyone else seemed to be pitting after about 12 or 13 laps of that tyre, so to go nearly 10 laps more.
Yeah, well, I was on 67, 68, 69, around that area, and I pitted. And I stayed out as long as I could because I thought the softs wouldn't last. I was speaking to people in the party and they were saying they'd only last like 9 or 10, so I thought, I'd go for 13. And then they only got to like 50, so I think I could have pitted a lot earlier on the mediums, which would have, if I knew what the soft tyre wear would have been like, but that might have helped me. But, I don't think it would have got me any higher position-wise, because I think like first, second were like 10 seconds on the road in the end, so 3rd was the best I could have got after what happened at the start.
I did tip you at the start of that race as one to keep an eye on, so thank you for making me look like I know what I'm talking about. As Lee said, we've got Abu Dhabi next week. How are you hoping to go around there?
Abu Dhabi, it's a bit of a track that nobody really likes, but I think it's a strategy's really interesting around there. I think it's like one of the only tracks where the 2 stops definitely quicker, maybe. I might be wrong on that one, to be honest, I don't really know. But I think strategy could play a big factor, and pace-wise, I hope to be near the front. That's where I want to be. But we'll just have to see really when practice starts where I'm going to be, because I don't really know right now.
Well, 17th to 3rd is a cracking start to a new season, so best of luck next week, and maybe we'll speak to you next week.
Hopefully, yeah. Thanks.
And last but not least, we come to our 4th place finish tonight, IRL Neon. Well, congratulations. Obviously, you might be a little bit gutted to miss out on the podium after running sort of top 2 early on. Just sort of run us through your race, really, from your point of view.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit gutted with losing my podium. I thought I only had 9 seconds of penalties, but apparently I had 12, which was a shame, and brand strategy actually worked out. But the race at the start was quite good. I could have tried to make a move on Felix in turn 1, but I thought I didn't want to risk getting contacts with him. And then on the end of the second lap, I believe it was, where Connor and Felix come to blows, I was like, oh, you know, I wish it was in the World Championship I could get pole position basically and lead the way through, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Felix was just pulling away. Great strategy from him. I can't really fault anything else really. I'm just amazed Brand managed to pull that medium stint, because when they were at 30% the tyres were just dead. There was like no pace in them.
So that was a very impressive stint indeed. Got to be happy with your pace though. Obviously P3 on the road, so you're definitely there or thereabouts this week, definitely. Looking ahead then to Abu Dhabi, where do you think you'll be come next week?
I don't think I'm going to get near as close as I did last time. It's Abu Dhabi. It's not my favourite track. Can get a lot of penalties there. It's a bit strange sometimes to drive, because you get an have grip and then you cannot have grip. So we'll just have to wait and see, and how everybody else does in the race.
Indeed. Well, a strong platform to build on for this season at least. So yeah, fingers crossed. Next week we get you on the podium interview for proper.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right, so that brings to an end round 1 of Div 1. Of course, well over Christmas I've got fatter, FTRL has got thinner, and we're down to just 2 leagues, so tomorrow is Div 2. So join us for all the action from that. It's bound to be another cracker. And then on Friday we're back with GT Sport, and I'll take on the Manufacturers Cup. But for this evening, from myself and Si, we will bid you good night, and we will see you tomorrow. Right. Goodbye.